Hi, have you had a fight with somebody else, but you felt that you are fighting with yourself because the fight hurted you? Let's see what Rumi and Eckhart Tolle say about that. Rumi says, شیر خود را دید در چه و از غلو خیش را نشناخت آن دو از عدو, which means that the lion saw his own reflection in the well and he didn't recognize that the picture that he's seeing is himself and not the enemy. He looked at his own reflection in the water in the well and thought that it's his enemy. He didn't know that it's himself. So sometimes maybe we do react to how people treat us, sometimes negatively. Somebody ignore us, somebody pick up a fight, and you feel bad. But actually sometimes the reason for feeling bad is because deep down we are missing something. Maybe if somebody ignores us, we feel bad because we have this deep-seated negative emotion and being scared and fearful of being abandoned. And that is what hurt us, and not necessarily the words that they are saying, because we identify with their comment. About that, Eckhart Tolle says that when you follow your thoughts and your ego, wherever you go, you find an enemy that hurts you. In the next verse, Rumi says, عکس خود را او عدوی خیش دید الجرم بر خیش شمشیری کشید. So the lion looked at his own reflection and saw himself as an enemy and used a sword to hurt the enemy, which was himself. So when we are angry at others, sometimes we try to hurt them by either ignoring them or being aggressive toward them, yelling at them. But have you felt that doing these things don't necessarily in the long term feel good? It is because when we're trying to hurt others, we will hurt ourselves. And of course, it doesn't mean that when somebody does something bad to you, you shouldn't show your boundary. Of course, you show it in a healthy way by saying, for example, I don't like this, it hurts my feeling. But when we try to take a revenge to hurt them because they hurt us, Rumi says, this actually hurt us more than it makes us happy. About that, Eckhart Tolle says that we have a pain body, and the pain body is accumulation of the stored trauma from childhood or from our past experiences. And when somebody hurts that pain body, then our pain body gets activated and try to hurt the other person to activate their pain body. In the next verse, Rumi says, ای بسا ظلمی که بینی در کسان خود خوی تو باشد در ایشان ای فلان. Which means that a lot of times when we see a negativity in others or a cruelty in others is because we have cruelty and negativity in ourselves. Imagine a time that somebody calls someone else controlling, negative, etc. And that maybe was not an interpretation of that person in other people's point of view, but some people saw them in a negative light. Why is that? Why somebody can look at somebody else and think that they are mean or controlling, but others will see them in a positive sign? Sometimes it's because if we have some negative attributes, for example, if we don't like stinginess, laziness, or something in ourselves, when somebody tell us, labels us with those attributes, it hurts us a lot if we think we have those negative attributes, but we try to hide them. If somebody calls you lazy, but you're not lazy, it's a lot less likely that you feel hurt than when you feel deep down that you are lazy. So when we receive negativity and pain from other people's action and comments, a lot of time it's because we believe those comments are true about ourselves. About that, Eckhart Tolle says that a lot of times ego projects its perception of negativity into the world, which means that our ego projects the negative side of ourselves in others. Let's see what Rumi says in our last verse. Rumi says, آن تویی آن زخم بر خود میزنی بر خود آن دم تار لعنت میتنی, which means that it is you and then you are cutting yourself and you are putting a curse in ourselves. So what we learn here is that the revenge is not necessarily a good thing for us. Trying to inflict hurt on others by being either aggressive or passive aggressive is going to have a negative consequences to us. And of course, we are able to show our boundaries by removing ourselves from an abusive situation or expressing our boundaries to them. And that's a lot more healthy than trying to inflict hurt into others. Please leave a comment in the comment section below if you have seen others trying to hurt you and try to take a revenge, and instead of hurting you a lot, it actually created a lot of hurt in themselves, or other way around. Or when you try to take a revenge, but in the end, you were the receiving end of the cut and hurt. Thanks a lot. This is Morteza Chalak, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.